We've been talking about skin health now for a few weeks. We left off talking yesterday about connective tissue building. The skin is largely made up of connective tissue. That's one of the things about the skin that's so confusing as we look at it, and it looks like it's just one thing. We don't notice the layered nature of the skin. We don't think about the layered nature of the skin. For the most part, when we look at the skin, we're seeing the upper 10% of the skin, or even less, upper 1% of the skin, a little covering called the stratum corneum, which is made up of dead stuff. Most skincare products work on this dead tissue. You can spend $150 for a skincare product that's going to soften your dead tissue. Congratulations. How does that sound? $150 to have soft, dead tissue. That's what the skincare business has devolved itself to, and for the most part, your dermatologists and even your skincare professionals don't pay any attention to this unfortunate fact. The bulk of the skin is connective tissue. It's 90% of the skin. It's where the good stuff is. It's where you got to be if you want to fight wrinkles, and it's located in the lower levels of the skin, in the connective tissue. And a major part of the connective tissue is a substance called hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is not just, of course, found in the skin. It's found throughout the body. It's one of the body's most important substances. It's in the lungs. It's in the intestines. It's especially in the cartilage, and that's why eating bone broth and bone soup can be so important. Bone broth and bone soup made with real bones dissolved in water is going to be a great source of hyaluronic acid. If you look at a chicken leg or a drumstick, and you look at that white knobby stuff on top of the chicken bone, that stuff is largely composed of hyaluronic acid and hyaluronic acid-like substances. And one of the neat things about these substances, hyaluronic acid and other components like hyaluronic acid, is you can upregulate or increase your hyaluronic acid and hyaluronic acid activity by eating the stuff. That's one of the reasons why bone soup is one of the most anti-aging, pro-immunity, bone-building, connective tissue building, blood vessel building substances you could ever put in your diet. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you're not going to have access to this stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with being a vegetarian, of course, but you're just going to miss out on the hyaluronic acid and the connective tissue type substances because those things are only found in animal products. I got a message from a guy this morning. He wanted to know about alternatives to the glucogel caps, vegetarian alternatives to the glucogel caps. Well, unless you're going to find a tomato or spinach or cabbage that's got bones in it or cartilage in it, you're not going to be able to access the wonderful bone-building, connective tissue-building substances in the glucogel caps if you're a vegetarian. It's just not going to happen. These are only found in animal products. Yesterday, we took a call from a guy who was using a wire cutter on his chicken bone when he was making his bone soup. Now, you're not going to get hyaluronic acid in the inner bone. The inner bone, the hyaluronic acid is not found in the inside part of bone. It's concentrated in the cartilage, but bone marrow, the inner parts of bones, is still extremely good stuff, unbelievably valuable for health. And we've eaten bone marrow throughout our evolutionary history because it's always provided us with human beings with a source of tremendous nutritional value. Bone marrow, for those of you who don't know, is the soft, slightly mushy, kind of fatty stuff inside the hollow cavities of bones. It makes about 5% up, 4 or 5% up of our bodies. 4 to 5% of our bodies is made up of this stuff, bone marrow. There's two types of bone marrow. You've got red bone marrow, which is the raw material for making blood cells, and you've got yellow bone marrow, which is fat cells. To ancient Chinese physicians who knew a thing or two about the body, bone marrow was considered the core tissue of the body. Bone marrow was thought to contain the essence, the spiritual essence of the human being or of the animal. Interestingly, today, modern researchers, scientists know that within bone marrow, you got high concentrations of stem cells. The originating and the structural and organizing influences and the genetic material for the whole body inside the bone marrow. Inside the bone marrow, you've got a whole complex, a series of molecules called GAGs, technically glyco or glucosaminoglycans. We're just going to call them GAGs, and these GAGs are ridiculously important for good health. Hyaluronic acid is an example of a GAG, but there's other ones. In fact, we spend lots of time talking about GAGs, even though we haven't specifically called them GAGs. We spend lots of time talking about, excuse me, these GAGs when it comes to building the immune system, building the blood vessels, building the bones. chondroitin, glucosamine, the stuff that you get in the glucogel caps, these are all GAGs, including hyaluronic acid. And these GAGs, most people these days know are important for joint health, for arthritis, but what you may not know is they're also important for the health of your gums, if you got gum disease. They're also important for the health of your lungs if you're dealing with any kind of lung problem. If you're a smoker, you want to make especially certain that you're using your glucogel caps and you're making sure that you're using your bone soup and you're getting your cartilage to help repair your lungs. If you have any kind of kidney dysfunction, if you're a diabetic with kidney disease, these GAGs, hyaluronic acid and glucosamine and chondroitin, can help protect your kidneys from damage. The glucogel caps can help protect your kidneys. The glucogel caps can help you build your gums. The glucogel caps can help prevent wrinkles. It's all because of the multifunctionality and the power of glucosaminoglycans, which are found throughout the body. Once you eat these GAGs, whether you're getting them in a supplement like the glucogel caps or whether you're getting them in your bone soup, they travel through the digestive system, through the blood, and they can get deposited in the various tissues of the body, the lungs and the gums, etc., and the skin. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off of your entire order. And give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Okay, so we're talking GAGs, we're talking hyaluronic acid and connective tissue building. When you're thinking about connective tissue building supplements like the glucogel caps, the tendency is to think about arthritis and joint problems, and certainly using the glucogel caps is a great way to deal with joint problems and degenerative joint disease. When you eat glucosamine, when you eat these GAGs, when you eat hyaluronic acid, they get delivered right to the joints. But you don't just have to have arthritis or joint problems in order to benefit from these substances, because GAGs, glucosamine and chondroitin and hyaluronic acid and a few other ones, they're found everywhere in the body, in your eyeballs, in your blood vessels, in your skin, in your gums, in your kidneys. Pretty much the whole body everywhere in the body has at least a little bit of these GAGs, and that means pretty much every single system in the body can benefit. Every single structural system in the body can benefit from the glucogel caps, from bone broth, from hyaluronic acid supplements. If you're a vegetarian, you're going to be somewhat out of luck because these are only found in animal products, although mushrooms will get you kind of sort of similar sort of substances. If you are a vegetarian, it's probably a good idea to eat mushrooms, although some people can't do mushrooms either. In any case, GAGs, hyaluronic acid, chondroitin, they all help you build connective tissue, and one of the most important of the connective tissue substances that gets built up with these GAGs is collagen. Women know all about collagen because building collagen is such an important skin health strategy, but like glucosamine and chondroitin and hyaluronic acid, collagen's found everywhere. Collagen is around 25-30% of your body is made up of collagen, especially your bones. If you're dealing with osteoporosis, folks, you have just as much a collagen problem as you do a calcium problem. This is why people can take all the calcium they want and still end up with osteoporosis. This is why we get more calcium in this country than any other country in the world, pretty much, and we have the highest rates of osteoporosis. So anybody who says, oh, well, you need calcium for your bones if you have osteoporosis, well, they're only partially correct, because you also need protein and collagen, and you also need these GAG substances to build strong bone. Where do you get them? Well, you can use supplements like the glucogel caps, and you can use your bone broth or bone soup. What makes bone broth or bone soup an all-around nutritional supplement is it is a growth food, a repair food, a youth food. It's like a youth serum. Bone broth is. It supports rejuvenation, it supports renewal for every single part of our body that involves the structure of our body, that is. And that is for everybody, for babies. Babies benefit from bone broth and bone soup. Children benefit from bone broth and bone soup. Teenagers, adults, and certainly the elderly. In fact, bone soup and bone broth is one of the all-time great foods for older folks in nursing homes. If you have a relative, a family member, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa in a nursing home, bring them a thermos of homemade bone soup, and you'll add years to their lives. And you'll improve their quality of life as well. Bone broth is one of the best anti-wrinkle foods you could ever eat. It's anti-aneurysm. It helps build strong blood vessels. It's anti-arthritis. It helps build strong joints. It's anti-osteoporosis. It helps build strong bones. This is all bone soup. It even supports the immune system and fights cancer and autoimmune diseases. There's not a single prescription drug that can even touch this stuff. There is not I don't care, Boniva and these bisphosphonates that you hear celebrities talk about, and supposed anti-osteoporosis medications, they can't even touch bone soup, which will cost you a fraction of what these kinds of drugs will cost you, with zero side effects, zero toxicity, and you don't need a doctor or a pharmacist, for that matter, to get it. Top of all that, bone soup is delicious, especially if you put salt in there and other spices, which will get you some minerals for your adrenal glands. Bone soup's great for your adrenal glands, especially if you put Celtic sea salt in there. Upregulates hyaluronic acid, keeps your skin youthful, tight, smooth, wrinkle-free. These are all strategies for building your body without drugs, without doctors, if you're dealing with any kind of chronic degenerative disease and if you're dealing with wrinkles or skin problems. Bone soup is a way, way better anti-wrinkle remedy than anything you're going to get in a department store. Of course, if you want to use topical preparations to improve hyaluronic acid and GAGs and keep wrinkles at bay, make sure you're using retinol. And you want a high concentration of retinol, not a speck of it. And I know good and well about formulations with specks of retinol. I've had companies where the CEOs want, well, we just want a little retinol because it's a little irritating, blah, 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 blah. No, you need real retinol, and you need a lot of it. That's why I made my Truth treatments with 5.0% retinol in there. They say, well, you can't put 5% retinol in a product because it's irritating. Well, not if you know what you're doing, it's not. Try my 5% retinol if you want more information. Go to truthtreatments.com. Alpha hydroxy acids, glycolic acid, lactic acid. These are all alpha hydroxy acids in general. They're found in citrus fruits, vinegar, red wine. All of these are ways that you can topically stimulate high hyaluronic acid. Vitamin C is also very important for stimulating the growth of connective tissue. In fact, you can't make collagen without vitamin C. Between vitamin C, retinol, and alpha hydroxy acids, you've got your three most important topical ways to improve the production of connective tissue and keep wrinkles at bay. One thing that isn't going to affect your hyaluronic acid levels or connective tissue levels in a skincare product is silicone and water gels. We've talked about that. Last week we talked about a hyaluronic acid product that's advertised on TV. I don't mention its name anymore. It's 90% water. And after that, you get silicone. We talked a little bit about silicone. Silicone gives a product slip. If you've ever rubbed your finger along, if you ever rubbed something on your skin, a skincare product, then glide your finger along that product and feel kind of a slip or cushiony feel. It sort of feels weird and kind of feels good. You're feeling product, and for the most part, you're feeling silicone. Silicone is cheap, silicone is inert, silicone doesn't do anything, and silicone has a sort of nice feel to it. Especially comfortable on very thin skin under the eye. So almost all eye creams will contain silicone and large amounts of it. This one particular product that we talked about a couple of days ago is made with a lot of silicone. So you'll put it on your skin and you'll feel the silicone. If you're like most folks, you're going to think you're moisturized. You are not moisturized. You're siliconized. Getting this gliding sensation, this sort of slip, as they call it, is considered a win-win for skincare companies and marketers because, number one, silicone has an inert nature. Manufacturers don't have to worry about side effects or allergies or irritation, and because the stuff is industrially produced in big factories, it's really, really cheap. Most silicones cost manufacturers $3 for a gallon. And number two, skincare companies love these silicone kinds of products because consumers have been hypnotized, conditioned into believing that when they feel this little slip, this gliding nature, they've done something to their skin. It's not true. All right, we're going to finish up when we come back from our break and take your phone calls as well. If you're on hold, hang tight. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back on the bright side right after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue talking connective tissue and hyaluronic acid and the glucogel caps, and we'll talk about topical strategies for upregulating your own hyaluronic acid, your own connective tissue, your own collagen in your dermis using topical strategies, and there's lots of them. We'll continue doing that as we continue talking skin health and skincare on the bright side, keeping in mind that everything that is involved with building the connective tissue in the skin is also going to help you build connective tissue in the rest of the body. And considering that a third of the body is made up of connective tissue, these kinds of strategies are uber, extra, super, extremely important for anti-aging and bodybuilding and overall health strategies, much more than just skincare. And we'll continue doing that on the bright side. Time to hit our phones, 844-236-6010. Robert in Ohio, what's going on? Welcome to the bright side.
Hi, Ben. Thank you for taking my call. I spoke to you last Thursday at the end of the hour, and we ran out of time. My father has recently had a stroke, and his physician has told him to stop taking the Mighty 90 because he's afraid it will interfere with the drugs, the pharmaceutical medication. Yeah, in particular, they were talking about the vitamin K and the CoQ10 adversely affecting the warfarin.
How do you even begin to grasp the utter stupidity of nutrition interfering with drugs? I don't even know how to get my mind around that. So the nutrients that God put in the food that are going to build the body up, that the body uses to repair and to anti-age and to fight disease, are going to somehow interfere with the poison. Now, how do I even address that? I don't even know what to say to these kinds of things. But this is the depths of the stupidity of the medical model. This is how low it has gone, that they're afraid that nutrition is going to interfere with the poison. The poison to the doctor, which is exactly what warfarin is, that's why it kills rats, and that's why it's used as rat poison, is going to interfere with the medication. I don't even know how to. I don't know how to understand that. What do you do? How do you subsist without nutrition? What's going to happen to his body without vitamin K? So, I mean, I don't know what to say to that, Robert. It's just absolutely so ridiculous. I have to talk to the doctor to understand this. And of course, we never get to talk to doctors. I think I said that on the last program when I was talking to you. I don't want to have to talk behind the doctor's back to understand what he's doing. It doesn't make sense to me. Look, Robert, vitamin K is going to clot. It has blood. It's how the body clots itself. It uses vitamin K. How the blood clots itself, right? So if he's on warfarin and the doctor's trying to artificially force his blood to thin, the vitamin K theoretically is going to antagonize the warfarin. But vitamin K is also important for his calcium. It's important for all of his cells. It's important for the strength of his bone. It's a vitamin. It facilitates chemical reactions throughout the entire body. And to deprive him of vitamin K so the warfarin can work, it just flies in the face of intelligence and common sense. I don't know how to address that. You know what I'm saying, Robert? Vitamin K is not just a blood... So I can't help you there. If you can get the doctor on the phone, I would love to have a conversation with him on the air. I would absolutely love that, because I want to understand what this theoretically intelligent human being is thinking. Other than that, I can't help you. I would never pay it. If it was me, I'd be on the Mighty 90 and then let them play around with the warfarin dose if you have to. Here's the deal. How about if we talk about warfarin, Robert? Okay? Why does blood clot? Do you know why blood clots inappropriately? Why does blood clot appropriately, and why does it clot inappropriately? It's a defense mechanism. The blood clots in order to keep the body from hemorrhaging to death. Okay? It's the clotting mechanism is designed to keep us from bleeding to death. So you say, when do we bleed to death? Well, from an evolutionary perspective, when we got bitten by a tiger or a lion or a wild animal. So the body evolved a system to clot. So clotting is part of the stress response. Now, clearly there's no lions in Ohio, right, where you're living, so we don't have to worry. Your dad doesn't have to worry about that, but there's other stresses on the body. Oxygen, low levels of oxygen are another major stress. One of the best blood thinners of all is breathing, or oxygenation. Has the doctor told him about oxygenation to thin the blood? Or breathing?
Of course not.
Of course not. Why don't you ask your doctor to look up hypoxia, Hypoxia, that means low blood oxygen, and blood clotting. Okay? Just tell him to look it up. Be nice about it. Your doctor means well, even if he's not thinking clearly. He means well. So say, Doc, how about if you look up, how about if we do this together? We'll look up hypoxia, low blood oxygen, and blood clotting. You know what you're going to find? That the blood clots when there's not a lot of oxygen present. Tell him to look up dysglycemia and blood clotting. You know what he's going to find? Messed up blood sugar will also cause the blood to clot. Toxins in the blood will also cause the blood to clot. These are all the reasons why the blood is clotting. So doesn't it make sense to remove the sugar, remove the toxins, make sure the blood is being oxygenated to thin the blood, rather than poisoning and compelling and forcing the body to thin the blood with warfarin and Coumadin, and now they have all kinds of other blood thinners? I wish I could help you more, but these are what I would be doing. Number 1, deep breathing techniques. Number 2, controlling his intake of sugar. Number 3, if he has any kind of food allergies or digestive issues, those need to be corrected as well. And number 4, an all-around nutritional supplement program. Vitamin E has got blood-thinning properties. Vitamin C has got blood-thinning properties. And then essential fatty acids, your ultimate EFAs, also have blood-thinning properties. Magnesium and the B vitamins will open up blood vessels and help improve circulation as well. Not in a blood-thinning fashion, but in a blood vessel-opening fashion. So you got lots of wonderful strategies there. Is that helpful, sir?
Thank you. It sure is. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you. God bless you, Robert. Good luck.
Bye.
All right. Crystal in Quebec. Welcome to the bright side. Bonjour. What's up?
Hi, Ben.
How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. What's going on today?
Well, I called you last October.
Okay.
I had like some bumps on my skin right under my nose.
Okay.
It was red and like irritated.
Okay.
And he sent me some omega-6 cream, and it worked like in a week. It was gone.
Oh, nice. They were completely gone from the omega-6 healing cream.
Yes.
Awesome.
And I'm very, very happy about that because it was on my
awesome.
face. I couldn't hide it.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I'll tell you what, Crystal. Send me an email, ben@ksco.com, and I'll send you another couple of little samples of the omega-6 healing cream, okay?
Oh, well, I'm still using it.
Oh, you still have it? Did I send you a little one?
So it didn't take much at all, and I'm just very, very impressed with
Thank you.
how well it worked.
I appreciate you saying that. So when you need more, let me know, and I'll send you another little sample. They do last a long time. I don't use water in any of my products, so all the Truth Treatment products last a really long time. So I sent you a little sample, right?
Yeah, like I don't know how you describe it.
Yeah, it's a little
cylinder.
clear plastic jar kind of thing with a silver top.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll last you. Typically, that'll last a month, but I guess you're making it last a long time. For the listeners, if you're interested, truthtreatments.com. That's the omega-6 healing cream, which I actually designed for burns. But you can find out all about it. Truthtreatments.com. Anything I can help you with, Crystal, or you just want to say thank you?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you.
I appreciate that.
If I have time, like I could talk about my back.
Are you breaking out on your back?
No, it's just muscle pains.
How old are you? You sound like a kid.
I'm 30.
You are a kid. You're 30?
Yeah.
You are a kid. You're too young to have muscle pains. Couple of things. First of all, obviously, the nutritional supplements are important, glucogel caps and the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. But a couple of things. When you have back pain, you're looking at some kind of inflammation. I would try stretching and yoga. Don't underestimate the importance of stretching and yoga, especially for elderly folks, not just for kids, 30-year-olds, but also for elderly folks. Stretching, yoga can be very helpful for back pain. The glucogel caps are important. And then dietary strategies. Hang tight, Crystal. We'll finish up when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. All right, we're back on The Bright Side talking to Crystal in Canada, Quebec. How's it going in Quebec today, Crystal? You there, Crystal?
It's beautiful. It's our holiday today. Well, Quebec's holiday.
What holiday is it?
It's called Saint Jean Baptiste.
Saint Jean Baptiste Day. Happy Saint Jean Baptiste Day. All right. So as far as your back, as far as your back goes, what do you do, by the way? What kind of work do you do out there?
I do web and graphic design, so I'm at the computer.
Oh, very nice. Check out my truthtreatments.com. Let me know what you think of the website. Send me out an email, truthtreatments.com. Anyway, for the back, number one, you want to look to inflammation. I talked to you before the break about the glucogel caps. That can be helpful. Bone soup can be helpful. If you have any digestive health issues, you want to correct those. Most importantly, you're looking at and of course, stretching and yoga can also be helpful. Most importantly, you're looking at some kind of inflammatory problem. As far as inflammation goes, the most likely suspect is going to be a digestive health issue. If you've got any digestive health issues, you want to work on those. Food allergies, food intolerances, do a food diary, eliminate problem food. So between your glucogel caps, your bone soup, and maybe even hyaluronic acid supplements, and then yoga and stretching, and also eliminating problem foods, that should help you with your back and your inflammation. You want to consider it to be an inflammatory problem. I hope that helps you, Crystal.
Yes,
okay?
I think so.
All right. God bless you. Good luck. Have a beautiful day. And happy Jean Baptiste Day to you in Quebec and to all my Canadian listeners. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. That was cool. All right. Let's see. For you guys interested in checking out my products, Truth Treatment products, it's truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. And you can also call 866-280-5545, 866-280-5545. if you want more information. All right, let's go to Katherine in California. What is up? Welcome to the Bright Side, Katherine.
Hi, good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
I love bone soup and bone marrow. I just love it.
Oh, nice.
Anyway,
good
right now I'm dealing with nightly urinary incontinence coupled with female prolapse. And I'm dealing with them both by, of course, bone soup and glucogel and all that. But
is it getting better or is it getting worse? Which direction?
It's staying the same. I do Kegels and I do acupuncture.
Who told you about Kegels? How'd you know about Kegels? Kegel exercises.
Oh, I don't know. It just came naturally.
Okay.
It seemed reasonable, and I've done
it does, doesn't it?
on the internet.
Yeah. Kegel, for the listeners, Kegel exercises, you have these muscles located in the bladder area called Kegel muscles, and by contracting your Kegel muscles, which is where you kind of, just like when you have to go to the bathroom, but you can't, you don't have anywhere to go to the bathroom, so you kind of clench your piping, if you will. You do a little squeeze in the bottom. That's called a Kegel exercise. And if you hold it and then release it and then hold it and release it, kind of like you're holding your urine, and then releasing it, holding your urine and releasing it, you can strengthen those muscles, and that can definitely help you with incontinence problems. There's different types of incontinence. For the most part, if you have an incontinence issue that's associated with prolapse, which is when your connective tissue breaks down. If you think of connective tissue as jello and fruit as organs that sit in a jello mold, prolapsed uterus is when the uterus, which you can think of like maybe an apple or something in your jello mold, the jello mold is breaking down and the apple kind of hangs low, and that's kind of what a prolapsed bladder is. Does that make sense, how I explain that?
Yes, yes, okay. I understand.
Okay, so you want to build the muscles up, and there's lots of ways to do it, and you're doing a couple good things right now with the bone soup and the glucogel caps. Definitely more protein for building up connective tissue. In addition to the bone soup, you want to make sure that you've got whey protein, maybe the Slender FX, and of course animal protein in general can be helpful. You can also get protein pretty much in all foods. If you're a vegetarian, broccoli and mushrooms are good sources of protein. Beans, of course, are a good source of protein if you can handle those. Vitamin C is extra important for all prolapse problems. It sounds to me like you're dealing with some kind of connective tissue breakdown and probably inflammation. So if you have an inflammatory problem inside the body, it usually is related to food. Look for digestive issues, diarrhea, constipation, gas, bloating, discomfort, heartburn, anything that's a digestive issue, and then link that up to a food, and then you're going to eliminate those foods. That's the most important strategy for dealing with any kind of connective tissue breakdown that's in combination with inflammation, which it does sound like it's what's happening with you with your incontinence, especially, I'm assuming you're postmenopausal in your 60s or so. Is that right, Katherine?
Yes.
Yeah. So more than likely you're dealing with just generic breakdown, and there's probably some inflammation that's occurring there as well. This is really what accounts for urinary incontinence that's associated with the aging process: inflammation and bodily breakdown. In between those two, that's where you're having your incontinence issues. If you want to try one thing, an anti-inflammatory that works for guys who are incontinent, and sometimes guys will go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and that's caused by an inflammatory problem with the prostate. Yours obviously is not that, but you may still benefit by using beta-cytosterol. Beta-cytosterol, do about 300 milligrams a day.
How do you? I know beta, but what's cyto?
Cytosterol is SITOSTEROL. There's a little bit in the ProstFX product. You might want to try that. Or you can just get beta-cytosterol off the internet or in a health food store, 300 milligrams a day. It is absolutely a godsend for men who are incontinent, who are going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. But it might help you as well because it's got some really neat anti-inflammatory benefits. So Healthy Start Pack, vitamin C, Slender FX, whey protein, maybe egg protein as well. If you want to do vegetarian sources of protein, mushrooms and broccoli are good sources of vegetarian protein. Also, peas can be a good source of vegetarian protein. Legumes in general are a good source of vegetarian protein. And then if you have any digestive problems, you got to correct those. The Biolumin Nightly Essence, the Fucoid Z, all of those are great for digestive support. Last but not least, for inflammation and for digestion, the ultimate enzymes are really important. And we're going to talk a lot about enzymes here in the coming weeks for skin health. And I'm actually working on getting a line of enzymes on brightsidehealthproducts.com. Because enzymes are just mega important and misunderstood. So that might be something else that you want to think about. Appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
It. Thank you.
Take care, Katherine.
Bye.
Good luck with everything. Okay, let's see. I got a couple more minutes. Steve in Virginia. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hi there. Hi, good morning. I was just going to ask you about this protein bar that we've tried. It's a builder bar, and they seem to have good ingredients, but they do have soy. And this hyaluronic acid, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it.
Wait. There is hyaluronic acid in the bar?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's in the soy.
Usually they don't put that in bars.
What are you talking? Maybe I
No problem. What kind of bar are you talking about? Is this something you bought at a health food store, or is it a longevity bar?
Well, it's at the the Target. I think they do have them at the health store too. They have some similar ones I've seen. They may be there too. But the issue was mainly we were wondering about the soy.
Soy's not great stuff, but there is good stuff in soy. So sometimes with foods, you've got good stuff and you got bad stuff. Here's the thing about soy in a bar. It's not soy. It's a processed soy product. And those are the kinds of soy things that you got to be careful of, is when the soy is processed and some stuff is taken out and some stuff is left in. Personally, I would stay away from it. Just my opinion. There's no real need for soy. It's a filler. It's a commodity crop. It's certainly going to be, it's not, for the most part, it's not going to be organic. Very likely it's GMO. There's really no need for it. There's no need. Protein bars are problematic in general. They're good for emergencies or if you need something really quick, but they're not really great food sources. I've yet to see a protein bar that is a great source of nutrition, all-around nutrition, although there might be some nutrients in it. Does that help you, Steve?
Yeah.
Anything else?
The other, where do we find the one I was mentioning to you, the acid?
The hyaluronic acid?
Yeah, I heard that. I guess I got confused on that.
No problem. Hyaluronic acid, we've been talking about it for the last few days, and we'll probably continue talking about it. It's an animal product. You'll find it in supplements. You can make your own hyaluronic acid with the glucogel caps. Bone soup and cartilage can be a source of hyaluronic acid. If you want to just get straight hyaluronic acid, it's readily available in 100 milligram capsules, and you can find that pretty much anywhere. But building your own hyaluronic acid is probably the best way to do it. Exercise, skin exercise if you're interested in getting hyaluronic acid topically in your skin, and then using glucosamine supplements is a great way to help your body, give your body the raw materials and help your body make its own hyaluronic acid. Okay, I got to move on, Steve. Is there anything else you want to ask?
No, that was all. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Steve, and thanks, and say hi to Rose too, by the way.
Okay,
all right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. All right, that's all the time we have for today on The Bright Side. Check out my website, brightsideben.com. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team, you can do it right off of brightsideben.com or my blog, pharmacistben.com, or now criticalhealthnews.com. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the retinol products or omega-6 healing cream with the ascorbyl palmitate or my Truth Balm or my Truth Serum products, head over to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com, and check out the products at truthtreatments.com. You can also call. I don't know the number off the top of my head here, but if you go to truthtreatments.com, there's a phone number there you can call. All right, thanks for listening, friends. Have yourselves a wonderful, spectacular, awesome, beautiful day. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.
More and more people are discovering the incredible benefits of alkalizing the body, and there's no better product for it than AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops. Packed with a powerful combination of the most alkaline minerals and compounds, just a few drops in water will rid your body of harmful waste and give you more vibrance and vigor than you've had in years. Now buy 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Did you know every woman will layer on 14 pounds of toxins in use of cosmetics alone? Unfortunately, top brands women rely on to look their best may be hiding harsh chemicals that have been linked to cancer, organ failure, and birth defects. Longevity Minerals, an all-natural beauty line that heals your skin from the inside out. Try it today at www.morethanhighhills.com. That's www.morethanhighhills.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Attention small business owners needing financing. Are you too busy running your business to deal with the slow lending process of your bank? Are you frustrated at the paperwork and delays just trying to get a decision? Then you need On Deck, the A+ Better Business Bureau rated small business experts, where our simple application process takes as little as 10 minutes and funding could be available in just one business day. At On Deck, we focus on your business operation and cash flow, not just your personal credit score. And we're ready to help with loans of up to $250,000. True business loans, not credit card advances. On Deck provides financing to a wide variety of small businesses like restaurants, plumbing, landscaping, freight trucking, and healthcare providers. If you're frustrated with the paperwork and long decision times of traditional lenders, contact On Deck. Funding could be available in just one business day. On Deck is publicly listed on the New York Stock Exchange and has provided over $2 billion to small businesses like yours. So go to OnDeckLending.com today or call 800-293-6819. That's 800-293-6819.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off of your entire order and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Now, a twice as nice Twin Kit special offer from Complete H2O Minerals for all GCN listeners. Get a Complete H2O Minerals Twin Kit with 33 different minerals, vitamins, and amino acids all in a liquid form. Enough for 2 people for 1 month. Regular price $89.95, but now Complete H2O Minerals is offering the Twin Kit for $69.95. And all GCN listeners receive a bonus 16-ounce bottle of Ionic Silver absolutely free with free shipping. A $120 total value. Hurry, limited time offer. Call 803-794-4767 or click CompleteH2OMinerals.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
All loans subject to on-deck score approval must be in business at least 1 year to apply. Attention small business owners needing financing. Are you too busy running your business to deal with the slow lending process of your bank? Are you frustrated at the paperwork and delays just trying to get a decision? Then you need OnDeck, the A+ Better Business Bureau rated small business experts, where our simple application process takes as little as 10 minutes and funding could be available in just 1 business day. At OnDeck, we focus on your business operation and cash flow, not just your personal credit score. And we're ready to help with loans of up to $250,000. True business loans, not credit card advances. OnDeck provides financing to a wide variety of small businesses like restaurants, plumbing, landscaping, freight trucking, and healthcare providers. If you're frustrated with the paperwork and long decision times of traditional lenders, contact OnDeck. Funding could be available in just 1 business day. OnDeck is publicly listed on the New York Stock Exchange and has provided over $2 billion to small businesses like yours. So go to OnDeckLending.com today or call 800-293-6819. That's 800-293-6819.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
You're fired. According to the Small Business Administration, 75% of small businesses plan to eliminate jobs or reduce workers' hours to part-time. You're fired. According to Gallup, the unemployment rate recently jumped to nearly 9%, and the underemployment rate hit a staggering 17.9%. You're fired. 1 out of 3 young adults and 1 out of 2 recent college graduates are underemployed. Hello, I'm Keith Abel, a pharmacist and a home business entrepreneur. In 2011, I became one of those statistics myself. Instead of looking for another job in corporate America, I joined Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. We're creating steady incomes for ourselves and would like to show you how to do the same. If you want to supplement your current income, replace your income, so you don't have to become one of the statistics, then give me a call toll-free at 866-257-3105, 866-257-3105. You're fired. Don't wait till you hear those words. Start creating an extra income today. 866-257-3105.